Hello everybody, Wonder Wizard here, otherwise known as Jared, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Banished. So, let's just jump right back into it. Hopefully I solved some of the sound problems that we were having last week. Unfortunately, I'm playing this on my laptop, so my mic is right beside my computer, which is thinking relatively hard about a few things at the moment. But yes, hopefully I've fixed it. I think the music was a little bit too loud episode, so hopefully it's better this time. Okay, so let's just jump right back into it. Get this thing going. So we had this going at 5 speed. I'm just going to slow it down just for a second. So, we have made it through our first winter. Yay us. Alright, what do we got going here? So we have 2 laborers still going, 2 builders working on 10 quests here. And what are you saying? You have... Oh, too much wood. Oh, yeah, jeez. No, that's a terrible limit on wood. Let's get our wood limit up to, like... Let's actually see what all our limits are. Show limits placed. And, yeah, let's add a 0 to basically everything here. Because, yeah, 50 tools is fine. 50 clothes is good. 10,000 food... Yeah, I mean, there is such a thing as too much of something, but I think for right now, it's probably fine. Let's at least make this 5,000, though. And fuel 1,000. Sure. Sure. That all seems like it works. Reserve of food is low. It's not terribly low. I'm not horribly upset with that. Okay, so... I do want to know, because I don't know if, I can't remember if in a hard mode you start with a crop or not. So I do want this, priority is 6, so let's get this going. Finish this for me, please. Let's bump time up just a little bit. Okay, so that, pause. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember the hotkeys here. 5 speed. Okay, so... we do not, unless nope, I do not have a crop yet, which means that I need to get a trader going sooner rather than later. Alright, let's slow the world down just a little bit and think on what we need to do next. So, if that is our farm, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set up a little bit of a wood stone path. We're obviously going to do that. I'm probably going to get another farm here. Probably another farm here. So I am going to move this all the way out here. 12 spaces, so 13 spaces, so that is... Ooh. That's fine. It'll be fine. So that means that I can't go there, but I can go there. Okay. Well, we'll see what that looks like. But what that means is I need to get a trader in here sooner rather than later. So trader... So that's the basic trader, and then there's a bunch of specific traders. That's the general trader. Is that smaller? No, it's the same. It's just you know what? Let's do it. Might as well use something a little different from what vanilla uses. So where can we put this? We can put that right there, or we can put it right there. I'm gonna put it right there. And get that in. And I want to get some plants as soon as possible, so I do want to get that guy in. So I am going to let that thing build up. And what are we building right now? We are building our last house here. We are building our blacksmith, which is absolutely necessary. So it needs iron ore, which we've got the iron ore. We do have the stone, and we do have the wood. We're just waiting on our builders to build it. I bet you they're building something else like this. I don't even know where they are. Can this drop you to them? No, it doesn't. But I bet you if I could find them in the houses here. Can that... Good. There he goes. Okay. He's working and she's also working. I wonder what they're working on. Oh, you guys are building roads. Okay, fine. Sure, why not? Do that. Let's do it. Move time up a little bit. Just a second. I forgot to set my timer here, guys. Reset. There we go. So, what is going to be next after we get this guy done? So we are moving the town a little bit further this way. So the next major building, once those two guys are done, is going to be our school. So school, is that in civic buildings? That's for churches. Nope, one-room schoolhouse, schoolyard, gazebo, town arrival, house, colonial house, courtyard, governor. So the one-room schoolyard is actually more expensive than the schoolhouse. Interesting. I think I might plop in the schoolhouse right beside our tailor there. Yes, I'm gonna put it right there. And I do see that I made it right beside, like in the path of this road, but I'm gonna have that road continue on, I think, so it's not gonna be too terrible. I do want to not build that though. There's other things I want to build first, so I do want to get a couple other things up first. I don't need you up. Oh, I do need that though. Where is our... No, we want that. We want that. There we go. Alright, what is everybody building? 2% complete. They're just removing things from there. Okay. Right, they were doing roads. It does annoy me that roads are the first thing they all work on. But it is what it is. So I do have enough room to do another row of something back here. It kind of shows you their general area that they work in, and the hunting is the least of the problems. As one of the bigger areas, it's the forester, because they'll build to this point, and the gatherers, who will also build to this point. So I've given myself a little bit of room here, which is nice. Now, as actually for the blacksmiths here, I'm actually going to give them their own specific stockpile. So if we go in here, you can actually build specific stockpiles for different things. So I can build one for iron, stone, fuel, and logs. And what I'm thinking is that I should do mineral stockpile and build that like that. And beside it, for fuel, I can build a fuel stockpile, and that'll be for him. That's my thought. It doesn't matter. And that way they get their own specific stockpiles. Alright, what are our builders working on? Oh, we got a new house. That's good. And they're still waiting for a husband, I believe. Yeah, so we're not in dire need of a new house quite yet, which is nice. Number of adults, students, children. Oh, so I had that backwards. Great. And it looks like actually we do need another one. So I'm thinking... So I have enough forester, gatherer, hunter. So I actually need another house out here. So I am going to build one more house out there. Seems like 3 is the optimal number for out here. So one more house. That should be giving me 6 workers, which is... It's not quite enough, obviously, because this will take 4, this will take 4. So actually I would technically need 11 workers out here. But they can come from in here. I don't want to use up too much of the space. Alright, what else are we looking for? I guess the next thing I could work on is another node. And this one I could do for the herbalist. Because as of right now, I don't have a lot of stored medicine. I don't remember if these guys collect medicine or not. Do you collect medicine? You have wild seeds? I'm not seeing any medicine. So, I might consider making another node up there. And I am considering it. I could also add medicine to this node. So medicine is in here? Is that where it is? What are you? Plantations, raw, gatherer, title, apiary, which I want to get that up pretty fast here. And what do we got here? We've got windmills and water mills, old dairy, milking barns. We can't really use any of that until later. What do we got here? Silkworms, stables, crafting, clothing and fabrics, fuel production. No, it won't be in there. Tavern, small tavern. Until we have beer, there's no point in doing that. I've lost it. Transparent fields, food refinery. Collection of roots and berries. Well, this is annoying. That's one of the more difficult parts about there being so much extra added. Is just the base level stuff is hard to find now. All right, what do we got here? Nope. 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 Dun da da dum. Oh wait, it's probably in here. There we go. Herbalist. Simple healing things. Alright, where do we want to put this? So I'm thinking of making another node up here. A herbalist node. And I am going to do that. So I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to do an herbalist, and I'll probably put in another gatherer with them. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So herbalist and another gatherer. And they might have a little bit overlap in the one below it, but it's not going to be terrible. Herbalist and gatherer. Great. And I will put out another road. And I'm going to hate the fact that they are going to build this first, but there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. So if I go out to there, I'll be able to go down. And maybe I will just go straight down here, like that. Like that, yeah. And then I'll also bring it down to here. Thinking about it, thinking about it. There we go. All right, and let's get that started. So they're obviously going to work on that a little bit at a time. So we're going to build that herbalist out there, and then we'll put another 2 or 3 houses out there, and that's where the next group of people are going to go. So yeah, so we are losing tools, so we have to make this go faster. Definitely make this the priority. Need some tools going. Yeah, that's what this little symbol means. It means that we now have 2 people without tools, and they will work so much slower without tools. It is basically the death of your town. All right, we do have a couple more kids that have become adults. That's great. And this really needs to get going. And actually, on that note, let's get another woodcutter. Where's G? I'm looking for G. Gatherer. Just for right now, one more gatherer. And because we are going to have someone there in a second, we are going to get 1 blacksmith. Because they are going to get used momentarily. Hopefully, if we can get this thing done. Unfortunately, it's our carpenters that are without tools right now. Beautiful. Alright, so iron ore. So we actually want, yes, we want it out of iron ore because that's what we have, right? Yes. We don't have iron yet, so we can't build it out of iron. So we're just going to be smaller tools for right now. But it is what it is. Hopefully our blacksmith is not somebody without tools, because that'll make our lives a lot more difficult. Alright, what do we got going here? We have stored firewood, 440. Let's make that limit to 500 just so we don't use all of our wood on it. And what are people working on right now? That is being worked on. Are we already at early winter? Whew! That went fast. And hopefully our blacksmith here will crank out a bunch of tools super fast. And hopefully he'll use his own right away. Okay, we're still using this as our storage area as well. So I think I might right here build a new barn. So if we go in here, storage barn, I think I might plop it right there. And call that a thing. Yeah, you really, I was a little bit slow on the uptake there. Unfortunately. So hopefully he'll be able to catch up sooner rather than later. Okay, so is there anything else that I want to get myself set up with earlier? Not particularly. I'm just waiting for a bunch of my small things to be built, and I'm waiting with bated breath for a bunch of these tools to be created. Alright, so he's got one person. Got a new birth. So I do want that. I want some more houses, and I do want this school up and running sooner rather than later. And some more houses. Some more houses is going to be key. So on that note, I am going to set a couple up to be built here. So we were using log cabins out in the middle of nowhere. Which is the front of the house? That's the front of the house. So 1, 2 log cabins. Alright, we're down to 3 tools missing. Oh, so much building to do. For right now, I'm going to pause that. That's a future build. This is already built for us. That's good. So we are waiting on what is all our builders working on? I don't know. I'm gonna bump one builder up. And seeing as we're doing so good on food, so good, he says, I'm gonna take one of those guys down. In fact, yeah, I'm just gonna take one. I do want to have a stockpile of food. Make them a carpenter. 5 carpenters. Let's do this, everybody. Who is my blacksmith? Do you have a tool? It is important that you have a tool. Builder, 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 blacksmith. He's finding a tool. Does that mean he's built himself one? Yes, he's getting something to eat, but he has a tool. Perfect. You know what? While we are getting that done, I'm gonna send 2. Nope, we can only have 1 blacksmith in there. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. Complete 1. What are you guys all working on? Are you all just building roads? I hate that that is a priority. But I mean, I guess it does make it so they can get out there faster. It is annoying. Especially because I do it every single time. I place the roads first because it just makes seeing everything so much easier. Oh well, it's all gonna work. It's all gonna be fine. Nobody panic. Growth has not been stunted yet. We still have a decent number of children. Okay, so what is my plan after this? So I think what I'm going to turn this into is a bit of a farm area. This is obviously going to be our two little areas, and I probably will have another farm up here just because of the area that this encompasses. It leaves this area free, so this will kind of turn into a farm area up here as well. And maybe a little bit of a fishing village. And then we're going to slowly work our way down to this general area and make this our first major town with our market right in the center there. So I may start laying that out sooner rather than later. And these two forest nodes are going to supply us for quite a while. They're going to do some pretty good stuff for us. Alright, so it looks like, oh wow, we have so many tools. How did he manage that? We were at nothing, and then all of a sudden we're killing it. Alright, so we need to get this tailor going. Pronto. Because now we have no jackets. Jackets are not quite as bad, especially in this weather, but that just means that when they get cold, they're just always going to be consistently heading back to their houses. So they're going to get lots of work done in the summer, but in the winter, they're going to be, like, super inefficient. I'm a little annoyed that I'm taking so long to get this schoolhouse up. So if your people are educated, they work much faster, and that just means I'm just sending a huge amount of people going out into the workforce that are super slow, which is frustrating, but it is the way it is. All right, so we also need a stockpile out here. Is that true? No, we need a barn. Because these guys they don't actually have wood or anything. So we're going to put a little barn. Did that fit in there? It totally will. A little barn right there. And again, I know I'm making a huge amount of things all at once, but hey, it is what it is. What are our workers working on? What are our builders working on? Laborer, builder. Oh, that's right, the trader. I am not horrified at this. You guys have you're working on that pretty fast, so I'm gonna let you guys do that. I forgot that I had that set up. But that means that now that we have the trader there, we can. Well, first of all, we need to get trading good actually, which is going to be a bit more difficult. I don't know what we're going to trade right away. Because we need to have a bunch of trade goods in there to buy some seeds. Looks like we may be able to trade some tools, possibly. Make a little bit of a tool trading system. Perfect. Now that they've done that, they'll go on to do some different things. Alright, so we're going to get 60 tools in there. Iron tools. It's actually rough tools that we have. 60 rough tools. Is there anything else that I have that I'm okay with? I could also do firewood. Let's get 300 firewood in there. Oh, you need someone. You can have one person working for you. Yes, I know you're at your tool limit, but we're going to be stealing all of your tools very soon, so don't you worry. Your limit will be not there for very long. Alright, what else can we can gather a little bit more. Do I already have all these? Oh, there we go. Let's get all of that stone out of there, stone and iron. We don't need that clumping up all of our gathering area. I don't want to send them too far. I also don't want to send them on a walk of death. I have to make sure I don't put anything on the other side of the rivers, or all of my people will try and they'll go on a big march, a death march to try and get to it, which would be horrifying. Oh, it looks like we got our tailor going up. guess this is my fault for not putting the priorities where I particularly wanted it, but these are important things to have up, because that means we can get some coats going sooner rather than later. And we have a bit of leather. Not a huge amount, but enough that we can make a few leather coats at least. So I'm going to take one of these guys down, and I need a... I'll just do it here. There you go. And make a hide coat out of leather. Yes. Yeah, for right now, hide coats will work. I can set up some fairly soon is some reed fishers. And then we'll be able to make some stuff out of reed, which is going to be useful. Alright, so our build list is going down much quicker. And these guys are being built slowly but surely. And actually, what I'm going to do is I am going to set up a little stockpile here. Just a general one. We're just going to do it like that. And that way they'll have somewhere to put some of the stuff that they're dropping down. And that's also where it means that they'll be able to put down stone and stuff that they have. Go get yourself a tool, dude. Alright. This seems like it's going pretty well, except for the fact that nobody has tools. Did I steal all of the tools? What a jerk I am. I did. Oh man. Sorry everybody. Here. I'll make this to 50. Then now there's one tool you guys can have. Like, he won't steal any more of the tools. But that means he doesn't have a tool. Just causing all the problems. That's me. You almost finished, guys? So close. Just get one more thing done. So later on, well, in the future, as we get more resources, I'm gonna make a lot of these roads prettier. So that's one of the reasons why I left the double space there, is I want to have double roads for a lot of my future areas here. But for right now, in this first little starter village, this is always going to be a quaint little rural. There's the word. Area of the world, and then we'll make some of the bigger city areas a little bit prettier and more substantial. Oh no, we have so few tools. I stole all of them. Oh no, 2 people got tools. We have 3 tools. We're good. We're back on track. We're back on track. And it looks like we're almost got the herbalist up going. Got 1,000 food stored. I think I might, just for right now, I'll bump one more person on the forestry lodge. Reserve of tools is low, I'm aware. And that's getting there, so at least it's got all of its stuff. It just hasn't been built yet. But now you guys are building it. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah, that's sick. And this has the firewood, and we're still okay on firewood, so that's good. I'm going to take these out for right now. So, for trade, the firewood is worth 4, and the rough tools are worth 2. So right now I would have about as much. I would have 1,200 times 100, 12 and 100, so 1,300. I don't know if that's quite enough for a seed, but what I can do is I can keep our traders there. I can just pin them, and they'll stay until I unpin them, which is super useful. So clothing limit of, oh, I do have 16, so I have 16 clothes. That's good, but she's probably out of leather, is why they're stopped. Hide coats, yeah, no leather. Alright, so we have our herbalist up and running, and I am going to put one person there, and then we'll move into this spot once, oh, herb limit, let's make that 500. And once, if somebody's, like if my herbalist got to 500 and they had nothing to do, they just turn themselves into laborers, which is useful. They don't just stand around and do nothing. It's both useful and it's annoying because, like, if it's at 500 and it goes down to 499, the herbalist can be, like, in the midst of grabbing something and then stop what they're doing and go do something else, right? Which is a bit annoying. And hopefully our builder here will turn into a herbalist. Usually they're pretty smart about staying in houses, but sometimes you have to do a little bit of micromanaging. I'd prefer not to have to do any micromanaging. And hopefully they'll just figure their own stuff out. It's interesting that we haven't had a trader yet. It's been a little while. And I'm really looking forward to getting some seeds, because that's going to make feeding my people a hell of a lot easier. Alright, now that we have a little bit less things to do, I am going to open up my school there. What's everybody doing? Delivering some stuff. Stone and iron ore. I liking it. Have you collected any herbs yet? 14 herbs. No one will die. So up in the top corner, I didn't show you guys this. So this is our average health. So we have, for some reason, we are extremely healthy. Doesn't make any sense. And this is my happiness, which again, because it's so early game, they have like, in a very RimWorld-y fashion, they have low expectations of me. Their expectations are extremely low. So they get plus 40 happiness just for being sad that they are, or happy that they have roofs over their heads, basically. Alright, so all of our little things are getting built. This is great. Oh, that's just waiting on some logs. I should be adding somebody else to my forestry node here, but... Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really explain how the nodes work. So, your gatherers basically just need area to work in. I think it works a little bit better in the forest, but they both basically just need empty areas. Like, there are going to be... I could send out gatherers to grab all these plants. Like, these are just collectibles here. So I could be sending my gatherers to collect all this stuff. In fact, sure, why not? So I could go to collect wild food, and that's all wild food. So that's what the gatherers are collecting, is just wild food in the emptiness. And by putting them in a node, it just means that I'm forcing myself not to build in that node. The forester will plant and cut in this node, and the hunters, again, are just need area, but more wildlife will populate in a less populated area. Up here, the reason why I just have a gatherer and a herbalist is the gatherer needs it to be old growth forest. So I could put a forester in there, but he would be cutting down my old growth. So by just having the gatherer and the herbalist, the old growth just stays, that forest stays thick. I could put another hunter up there, and I may very well do that in the future, because those three work well together. But you don't want to, at least in my opinion, you don't want to have a herbalist and a forester in the same place, just because the forester is cutting down the old growth, if that makes sense. We'll see if it does or not. Okay, so I'm at 17 adults, so that my herbalist did move in there. Does that mean I have a bunch of adults that are just sitting in their parents' home? I don't think so. No. That means, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I probably have one. And nope, actually, never mind. I don't, because I have this house done. So I do have a little bit of room to grow, which is perfect. And so what I might do is I might build one more house out here, but I am going to wait till a couple of my other construction jobs are done before I move on to that. And actually, I want to build this as well, so give them a little bit more construction jobs to do. And that way I can get rid of this small cart. I could put, and it might be smart to put a market in it up here, but so what I don't know if there's a big difference between markets and... Yeah, you can actually like make your own individual little markets here, which is amazing. But markets what they do is they collect the gear, so they actually have somebody staffed there that will go out and collect from all those surrounding areas and bring them to the market. Whereas a storage, everybody has to bring all their stuff to the storage, right? But I don't know if there's much of a difference between a storage and a market for this small of an area. I think I am just going to stick with storage for now, but I will obviously put a market down here. I need to do a little bit more research into what the difference is there. I'm just a bit curious that we haven't had a trader yet. Also, that rock has been, I keep thinking it's a trader, but it's just a rock on the river. Well, guys, we seem to have been, we've made some pretty good progress here. But I think we are at time, and I think I am just going to call that there for the day. So, thanks for coming and watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And come back for the next episode where we will continue building up our little settlement and aiming towards a population of 300. Alright, thanks guys. See you next time.